It's one of the most loudest songs of the 1980s, and maybe one of the most misunderstood. For decades, it's been blasted at parades, political rallies, and sports arenas as a patriotic anthem. But that wasn't the plan. Born in the USA sounds like a flag-waving fist pumper, but if you actually listen, you'll hear something different, the voice of a broken soldier forgotten by the country he served. This is not a song about pride. It's a song about loss, disillusionment, and protest. I'm Sean, and this is A Closer Listen. Released in 1984, Born in the USA came packaged in stars and stripes, literally. The album cover shows Springsteen in front of the American flag, and the chorus is so rousing it was easy to mistake it for something patriotic. But the lyrics tell a different story. They follow a working-class man, likely a composite of Vietnam veterans Bruce had met, who's sent off to war only to come home to an economy and a government that has no use for him. No job, no direction, no future. He's born in the USA, but that promise rings hollow. And that disconnect, it became the song's legacy. That same year, Ronald Reagan name-dropped Springsteen in a campaign speech, praising him as a symbol of American pride. Problem is, Springsteen hadn't endorsed Reagan. In fact, the campaign reached out to his team, hoping for permission to use the song. Springsteen declined. And a few nights later, on stage in Pittsburgh, Springsteen fired back with this. I kind of got to wondering what Reagan's favorite album of mine must have been. I don't think it was the Nebraska album. He then proceeded to play Johnny 99 from that album. The song is a story in itself, and I encourage you to go have a listen if you haven't heard it. Years later, Springsteen reflected on Born in the USA. That particular song fell in a certain social context. The country had veered to the right, and the Republicans at the time were basically attempting to co-opt anything American. Born in the USA was a song of rebellion. The anthem they wanted wasn't the anthem he wrote. What's wild is that the original version of this song didn't sound like an anthem at all. Bruce first recorded it as a raw acoustic demo, dark, sparse, and intimate. Just a man, some guitar, and a lot of pain. The lyrics were exactly the same. Born in the USA, born in the USA. But once it was reworked by the E Street Band, it transformed into a thunderous rock song, one that could fill stadiums and confuse millions. Born in the USA became bigger than Bruce himself. It was quoted, co-opted, celebrated, and misunderstood all at once. Springsteen spent years wrestling with how the song was heard and misheard. In concerts, he'd sometimes perform the original acoustic demo version, stripping away the grandeur to steer audiences back towards the song's core message. In a 2005 NPR interview, Springsteen acknowledged the political tug-of-war over his music, describing it as like a football, passed around by people from the far left and to the right who often misrepresent him. He added, "That's just something I live with, and I always have the chance to go out on stage at night and say my piece and play my songs." Over time, Springsteen embraced the song's duality, recognizing that its power lay in that tension. Still, there's no denying its reach. The single peaked at number 9 on the Billboard Hot 100. The album launched 7 top 10 singles, tying the record for the most ever from a single album by an American artist, along with Michael Jackson's Thriller from 1982, and later matched by Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation 1814 and 1989. It made Springsteen a household name, but it also buried the heartbreak underneath the sound of a stadium sing-along. The music video adds another layer of complexity. It opens on the American flag waving in the breeze, followed by scenes of small-town streets and subtle signs of hardship. That footage is intercut with Springsteen performing live on stage, though the studio recording is dubbed over it, slightly out of sync with his mouth movements at times. He's wearing a sleeveless denim jacket over a leather shirt, a scarf around his neck, and a headband. Bruce probably didn't know that his footage would be used for the video, but even so, the look ends up reading like an American archetype. Part working man, part rock rebel. In that final shot, him standing with his back to the camera, facing an enormous wall of red and white stripes, then turning his head towards us, expressionless, doesn't clarify anything. It doesn't celebrate or condemn. Like the song itself, it's an open interpretation, which of course is how it ended up being misunderstood in the first place. Born in the USA isn't the anthem people think it is. It never was. It's a protest song disguised as an arena rock anthem. A reminder that what sounds loudest isn't always what's being said, and that meaning can get lost, even when it's right there in the lyrics. Let me know what you think. Is this one of Springsteen's most misunderstood songs? I know some of you already understand the real meaning behind Born in the USA and never took it at face value. But honestly, even today, plenty of people, through no fault of their own, still don't realize what this song is really saying. And that's okay. That's why these conversations matter. Drop your thoughts in the comments, give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more breakdowns like this one. And as always, be in the moment.